Hello, 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 and welcome to another moon ceremony. I'm Safrianna Lughna, the Queer Spirit Guide, and as always, it is a delight to be here in ceremony with you, tuning in to whatever the heck is going on in our collective, and to have some moments of intention with one another and with our spiritual expression. So tonight we are celebrating a new moon in Libra. And as always, I am going to talk a little bit about the energy of this new moon. We'll set some intentions. I will do a little bit of an energy clearing. Then we'll drop into some meditation before I pull some cards for the collective. That is always our flow here. I will be sharing a couple extra details after our ceremony this evening about the 8 days event I have coming up. Just a heads up about that. I am super excited about it, and I just want to make sure you have all the details, whether you choose to join us or not, because there are some free options on the table for you as well. It is not just a paid offer, so if you are just looking for more details there, stay tuned at the end for that. But first off, I just want to say, as I tune into just where we're at right now, it's really exciting to see how many people are coming together in community and how many people are fighting back against some of the really cruel things that are happening in our world right now and lifting up each other, one another in spirit, in voice, in body, and showing up for one another. So it was really, really fantastic to see the King's protests and how peaceful and celebratory they were. And I think that honestly, it really fits with this new moon in Libra energy, because so much of this particular new moon is about building new connections in love, new possibilities in love, new possibilities in creative collaboration. This new moon in Libra, the new beginning that's here, is a rebalancing of things in a really, really exciting way that we haven't seen in a while, I feel like. I feel like it's this new beginning energy when it comes to our connection. Libra is this sign that I think can really be seen as a harmonizer and really sociable and very, just aligned in advocacy work even. And so there is this huge energetic opportunity here right now for advocacy in ourselves and in our collective, in creating new boundaries and being really clear on what is clear and fair and what is not. And that is a really important really important thing to consider. Sorry, I'm having some microphone stuff tonight because my microphone literally fell apart before I was coming on. So I'm gonna try and prop it here just a little so that hopefully the sound is a little bit better. But in the meantime, this is really a time to be considering your boundaries and how you can protect your energy. And hopefully that's a little bit better sound-wise, my friends. There's this motivation that's building here to rebuild a sense of peace from the inside out. And this morning I went live in my Monday morning vibe check, and the energy that was coming through was very much about connecting our humanity and our divinity, the human and the divine. And I really think that that is what's here in this new moon in Libra energy. And if you are feeling like you're ready to step into a new way of being in relationships, that is really, really indicated at this time. There is something, and again, I leave it to the astrologers and the experts that know all of the angles and what everything means, but there is such a strong Venusian energy that's here right now. So tapping into Venus, Lady Venus, is an excellent guide to work with right now. Because there is just this presence of beauty and simplicity, and how we can drop into more alignment in our lives, in our relationships, with how we are co-creating peace and how we are being in relationship. So that is the main energy that's coming through. And I'm going to pop in the chat if you want to grab your own notebook and a pen and jot down any notes. For your intentions, the energy that this comes with is, as I said, new beginnings in love or creative collaboration, a clear awareness of what's fair to you, what's not fair, having courage to set boundaries that protect your energy, and also this motivation to build peace from the inside out. So, as you tune into what your intention might be for the weeks ahead, I invite you to think about how you can act in more love, be in more love, have awareness of what's in balance for you, what's not in harmony for you, and set more boundaries. So maybe your intentions have to do with your boundaries, how you're managing your energy, how you're stepping into more love. But I also want you to consider that we are moving into Samhain time, and Samhain is from the 31st to the 2nd, just about, and uh, then we have our full moon. So this is the new moon leading up to Samhain. So this is really a time to also be thinking about what is sort of dying off and being reborn. So maybe the intention you set today is what you're calling in to be born through into this next full moon, or maybe it's what you're releasing between now and the full moon as you enter the Samhain season, or maybe it's both. So take some moments here to jot down your intentions, and I am going to do the same. All right. So just taking some moments here to really reflect on what new beginning you're welcoming in love, in boundaries, in your awareness. And in those moments, I realized exactly why my microphone was being weird. So hopefully you can hear me much better for the rest of this. So as you set these new intentions, you might be noticing with this energy, this call to really advocate for yourself and to restore a sense of equality or balance in your life. But this is where this particular moon is inviting us to tune into the energy of peace and remember that peace is not a one-way exchange. Peace requires two people, it requires two or more entities to co-create the energy of peace, or it's just sort of inner ease. And we are being invited right now to be aware of the role that we're playing in others' lives. So as we tune into our clearing here, I want you to be both aware of anything that's blocking your intentions, anything that might be feeling like it is getting in the way of love, getting in the way of ease, getting in the way of your boundaries, and beginning the process through the breath of releasing, releasing, releasing. And I'm supporting anyone in the collective who wants to release and energetically letting go, putting down whatever is blocking love, harmony, peace, and ease. Just breathing here, allowing your shoulders, your jaw to soften. As you gently let go of anything that could be blocking you from the intention of this new beginning in love, relationships, boundaries. And I invite you to imagine a gentle wind blowing through, gathering any stuck, sticky, or stagnant energy from you and gently clearing it out. Releasing, 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 gently clearing. So as we move away from consciously clearing and focusing on our intentions and what we're releasing, we're going to move into a time of guided visualization, meditation. And I always like to say before we begin that this experience is your own. You can take and leave whatever does and doesn't work for you. This is entirely channeled and just meant to tune us into what's here so that we can drop in and connect. You may see, know, feel, sense. There is no one right way to receive the information coming through. So let's just go ahead and drop in here. Tuning back into the breath once again. Following the inhale in and down. Rooting into the body. And as you breathe, allowing your thinking mind to shift into the back seat as you drift down into your heart space, expanding and opening with the breath. As you land here, knowing that you are supported by Mother Gaia, supported by Venus energy, supported by this new moon, I invite you to consider a recent unconditionally loving moment, or perhaps imagine yourself surrounded by your favorite baby animal. Just allowing a sensation of love to open in your heart space and expand until you begin to open a portal in the heart space, overlooking a sandy, shrub brushy area. And in your own time and way, stepping through to see yourself in a vast open field, brushes and sand and dirt and stone, and all across the landscape, a variety of ostriches. Taking some moments to land here and observe, perhaps counting, noticing if any ostrich grabs your attention. As you observe, you connect with an ostrich, perhaps making eye contact, observing one another. And you can begin to approach this guide. Noticing what you notice as you approach. The ostrich suddenly tucks its head into the sand, just as the proverbial saying goes. And witnessing this, you're immediately aware of what this energy is, this sticking the head in the sand. This ostrich is here to show you this energy, this metaphor, this symbol of what is showing up in your life where you are sticking your head in the sand. So as you arrive near your ostrich guide, still blinded, You can take some moments here to transform into an ostrich yourself and stick your own head in the sand. You could make contact with the ostrich and feel or sense what it's like, or some other way to commune here. But just taking some time and stillness to consider the energy of sticking our heads in the sand. What does that mean to you? Where are you turning your own blind eye in your life? Where are you burying your head, blocking your eyes and your ears so you don't have to confront something you'd rather not confront? Just allowing yourself to be with what answers arise without judgment. Breathing, observing, feeling. And then the ostrich lifts their head and looks you in the eye. You connect once again. And in pulling our heads out, unblinding, unblocking, lifting ourselves up back to the light. What can you see now? Where could you go? What possibilities are here for you if you actually choose to turn towards what you're not choosing to see? What would happen if you chose differently to turn towards? You and your ostrich companion begin to run together, running across the field, perhaps passing others, running towards what you've been avoiding, running towards this thing you haven't been looking at, running towards with a sense of excitement, with a sense of possibility, with a sense that maybe if you can run towards it, lean in, look, pay attention, that you can find answers, you can find the gold, the gems, the possibilities of expansion, of abundance in ways you've never imagined before, beauty untold. You run, and maybe there is a set destination. Maybe there is some monument to the thing that you've not been looking at. Maybe there is some tangible symbol. Or maybe you just run until you know that you're ready to sit down and look and see and sense this thing you've been avoiding. Allow yourself to arrive there in your own time and way, whether before a symbol of this domain of life you've been avoiding, or simply feeling in your body, seeing in your mind. What is this thing you've been hiding from? What were you sticking your head in the sand about? And what's it like to look at it right in front of you, right here now? It's okay to do so, knowing you are supported by your team of angels, ancestors, guardians, and guides, and ostrich. Take some moments here to look at what you haven't been looking at and see what it has to say, what wisdom it has to offer. And breathing gently with whatever's here. Just allowing the messages, the sensations, the possibilities of new beginnings to be here. You can be in a new relationship with boundaries, whether they be relational boundaries, physical, energetic, intellectual, boundaries around your time, your space. You might be facing new beginnings in relationships, even in love. You might be facing new beginnings in how you're approaching what you do in your day to day. Whatever new beginning you are facing, allowing here, allowing an expansion of energy in your heart space, of beauty, love, peace, and possibility. Perhaps seeing a gift of light offered by ostrich, or this light of beauty and grace, harmony, peace, and love, simply radiating from your heart, sourced from you, from your connection here and now. And then taking a final moment here just to see if there's any other message from Ostrich or from any other of your team from this moment of new beginning that you need to receive before you leave this time and space. And once complete, turning back, looking across the field, maybe running with your ostrich once again, feeling the freedom, the possibility of moving towards this new beginning, this new moment where you get to embrace more love, more beauty, more joy, more play, more boundaries around your energy. Running through this field back towards the portal of the heart until you find it. And as you arrive, simply turning back to your ostrich in gratitude, thanking your higher self for showing up to do the work. And then stepping back through the portal of the heart into the body, breathing, wiggling fingers and toes, and gently blinking the eyes open in your own time and way. And take a moment just to look around your space, reorienting to where you are. So take any moments needed to jot down anything that came through for you during that. I wonder if anyone had a fabulous ostrich. I feel like mine, I don't, I have aphantasia, so I don't have the full pictures, but I got the sense that mine was this very purple, like with an extra feather boa around their neck, like very fabulous ostrich. So that was fun. I hope I hope it was fun for you too, even though we were confronting those things that we don't want to look at. And that is so much of what's here with this Libra in this new moon in Libra is really this, hey, look at the way that you are actually blocking yourself from flowing and being in the beauty and the play. And yes, like you deserve to stand and advocate for your needs. And yes, you deserve to be in reciprocal relationships. But where are you blocking that from happening? Where are you not allowing yourself to play? Where are you being in your own way, really, essentially? And that's something we all need to confront. The work is in us. The work is us clearing away our own debris so that we can be smooth sailing and clear flowing
down the river of life as much as we want to be. So I hope that something meaningful came through for you in that. And I'm going to go ahead and pull some cards for the collective for this new moon. All right, both of these want to be here. And one more. Okay. All right. Oh, love that. The card I just pulled is the Venus energy card, so perfect timing. But first, you're not alone. So this card is about isolation, and it's about having this lack of connection, this lack of community, this sense of literally being adrift in the cosmos. And this card is reminding us that that is not the case. We are not alone. We are not adrift. We do not have to be in isolation. We can be interconnected. And literally, this whole energy behind the new moon in Libra, and I do apologize, all of my tech stuff had me a little bit out of flow there in the beginning, but what I've been getting the more that I've dropped in is this moon is reminding us to have a new beginning with community, to have a new beginning with how we associate with others, and to be in a better give and take. And so we're being reminded we're not alone, but we do need to tend to our community connections, and we do need to design them in a way that actually attunes to our needs and the needs of others. Some of us really struggle with our own needs. Some of us really struggle with others' needs. Some of us struggle with both. There's no shame in admitting where our struggle is that keeps us alone, because then we can have the opportunity to connect. So that is a big energy that is here for us now. The next card for us was to water our garden. And this one is very much about self care. It is very much about tending to the body in all of the physical sensory ways. So it's very much about tenderness and rest. And, of the air signs, Libra really gives me a more beauty and self care focus than the other two do. And I think that's really what this card is reminding us here. Is it's sort of the self-care air mind associated, like, think about yourself is really the invitation that I'm tuning into. Think about yourself and care for your body, your soul, your spirit, your emotions. Water your garden. That is what your job is to do, is to tend to yourself. And then the last one that I was giggling about, which was a Venus energy card. This one is surrendering to sweetness. It's about making love to life, being in the pleasure and the joy and the awe and the wonder and the beauty of all that is. And I mean, I'm getting hardcore Libra vibes from this. But this is the Venus energy card. We're being reminded to play in the realms of Lady Venus, in that love and beauty and just divine connection to all of that, like, soft, feminine, creative pleasure, joy, sensuality. Make love to life. That is the message. And I think that is literally what this Libra new moon is inviting us to think about, is restoring our harmony, restoring our sense of equality in reciprocity, in relationship with one another. And that means also being in relationship with ourselves, really tuning into our needs, what we need, and allowing that to be voiced. May this be a new beginning of us voicing what we desire in the world, what we need to connect and to be in community. And by communicating that, be able to find our people and find our places where we can have those needs met. Right? That's so exciting when we take ownership for what we want and need. And we give voice to it and it happens. We manifest it. That's the magic. So communicate. That's another big theme here, is to communicate. And before I completely wrap up our time today, I just once again want to tune into that seasonal piece of where we're at right now. We are moving steadily towards Samhain on the 31st through the 2nd. We are moving towards this time of death and rebirth, and the ancestors being here, and there's just a lot with this new moon that we could really be new with, and allow again that stuff to die away and to be called in a brand new way. So let it be gentle. Let the deepening darkness allow you into stillness and expansion, and see what comes from there. And yeah, love yourself. That's a big message here. It's just simply to love yourself. So, as we wrap up our ceremony here today, I just want to remind you that if you want to get alerts about these ceremonies, you can go sign up for the monthly reminders at safrianna.com/moon, and that will get you in your inbox the link so you can see it. You can tune in live, you can have the replay right there, all that good stuff. And if you would like to, you have the means to do so. You are always welcome to give a love offering at safrianna.com/donate. There is never any pressure to do so. But I am so excited to share this last little piece I want to share today, which is this. And as I mentioned at the very beginning, which I apologize, people probably couldn't hear me very well. I have a super special event coming up, and there is a free way to participate, and there's a paid way to participate. So I want to tell you a little bit about both. So if you want to stay tuned, I'm going to get into that here for a moment. And otherwise, I wish you such a beautiful new moon in Libra. Again, if you caught this live or right around the time I went live, the new moon is technically tomorrow, but I will be in ceremony in person tomorrow. So I will be unable to join you here. But I wish you a beautiful new moon. So I want to talk about the 8 days event because, like I said, I'm really, really excited about it. And I just want to make sure it's clear for everyone exactly what we're getting into and who it's for and what it's about. So it is an 8-day email course portion, which is the paid portion. It's also almost a podcast teaching mini series, which is the free portion. That free portion is every morning on the weekdays, starting Monday, October 27th through November 3rd. So weekdays only. So 6 times we will be going live at 10 a.m. Eastern, 7 a.m. Pacific. So if you really want to watch it and you currently don't have the means to pay for it, or you just want to tune in, you're not interested in the ritual and the other goodies that you get, you can tune in live and watch at 10 a.m. Eastern. And these are conversations with my dear friend, Dr. Melissa Bird, talking about decolonizing your spiritual practice, deepening your spiritual practice, tuning into the voices of your ancestors, making your own magic, freeing yourself. Like there's so much that I really encourage you to go watch our Q&A, but this is called 8 Days of Revolutionary Awakening because that's what we're doing, is revolutionary spiritual awakening in ourselves. And the Between the Veils portion honors that we are doing this live during Samhain season when it seems the veil is thinner than usual, and we can really tune into the voices of our ancestors more. And so, again, the podcasty type portion will be live 10 a.m. Eastern, and then the upgrade, it's $47, which gets you lifetime access to all of those downloaded amazing teaching mini series magical podcasts in your inbox with some additional prompts, transcripts, summaries, etc., so you can digest it in your own time, plus access to our Zoom Samhain ritual on November 2nd, which is a Sunday, plus the replay. And then as an extra special thank you for joining the live cohort of the course, I'm also giving you a 1-card reading. I will send you a personal video with me pulling the card and sharing the download with you. So you can get all of the details for this event at safrianna.com/8 days. It's also livinglunas.com/8 days if you are seeing it out there. But I would love for you to join us for that. Highly recommend going and watching the Q&A. And then again, you can absolutely watch for free the sort of podcasty-esque portions of what we're getting into. So I can't wait for those of you who are going to join us in that, whether you are catching us live, watching the replays, doing the upgrades, all that. I just love having amazing conversations and tuning into the energy that's alive for all of us here and now as we navigate these most interesting times together as a collective. So I love you so much, my friends. As always, I see you, I believe in you, and I'm cheering you on. And I hope you have a beautiful rest of your day. Bye for now, my friends.